Okay, good morning. Welcome to Satsang. For those of you who don't know, there is a WhatsApp number which is there visible. You can send your questions and I will answer them as they come. Okay? There was a change, so the YouTube channel, for those who were in the channel that was called Sriman Narayana English, this YouTube channel ended. Now it is another channel which is Sriman Narayana. This one, the latest one is what we're using. The previous, the Sriman Narayana English, is and has ended. Okay. Okay. So let's make some silence first. Nothing, no one else exists apart from this moment. And this moment is absolute emptiness, void, clear. Okay. I had some questions here from Eric. I will answer them Thursday. Today I have something else to answer here. So, my friend, I will answer your request now. So, today I'm going to talk about meditation. I'm going to teach a meditation technique a technique, not the technique, whatever that means. It is a technique for beginners, sincere beginners, uh, for those who are after liberation. Mm? Then I will teach a meditation technique, if we can call it that way, but more suitable for self-inquiry. So let's talk about meditation a little bit. Meditation is about transcendence. It is about dissolution in higher spheres, higher grounds. It's about truth, God realization, self-realization. It is the same. Um, this is the purpose of meditation. So meditation is an attitude towards your spiritual path in your life. It is something that becomes the center of life. Everything turns around it, and it starts to suck everything inside of it and dissolving everything. So this attitude first starts by a posture that becomes a body posture. Then this posture, this attitude becomes a mental attitude, a mental posture. Then it becomes your posture in the mind, in the body-mind complex. So meditation, the body-mind complex is prepared for this. You see, there's a lot of functionings, different functionings for the body-mind according to what kind of life you are living. So those a a worldly job, they will have some needs. Those who have a spiritual uh, um, occupation, they will have different needs. So the that which you are uh, your environment, that which you are occupying yourself with, dedicating yourself with, has a very big impact in the way your body works. So for meditation, for spiritual practice, it is some need. For others, it is other needs. So for someone who is practicing intense meditation, for example, food has to become very less. It doesn't need it. And even the needs that appear to arise, they are supposed to be put aside and leave the only enough to maintain the body structure. Because apart from that, that will disturb your meditation. It will not go far. See, and when I mean far into this transcendence that I'm talking about, because if it is just for peace of mind and all of this, so this is different, but it's not my focus here. So for those who are beginning, there are important aspects, you see, for the quest for meditation. Uh, the environment, food, rest, all of this, all these things, they are very important to pay attention to. Or else the practice will not evolve. Mm? So food must be sattvic food, nutritious, easily digested, and not too much during the day. So the best is to eat once a day only. You concentrate your food at noon. It is best when the sun is highest, so it will not demand for your body to use too much energy to digest it. And meditation is about preservation of energy and increasing energy also. So wasting energy with food, for example, it is a waste, it is a waste. So concentrating, nutritious, not too much, once a day. This is the best. The body gets all the nourishment it needs, not the one that you think it needs, and it has time to clean itself, then it doesn't disturb anymore. What is this disturbing? Meditation, your energy starts rising. So your attention, your focus starts remaining at the higher centers of consciousness, not at the lower ones. As you put something inside, some food goes there, energy has to come down to take care of those things. And it is down, it is irrigating all these lower tendencies. So eating once a day, it is the best because it will become more easy to concentrate, to focus, to maintain the higher vibration, to maintain the spiritual practice. Because if the energy is lower, you will go after other things, not spiritual practices. So this helps a lot. And food is one of the biggest aspects in this meditation. And there are general guidelines, but as you practice intensely, you will see for you what works better. There are some things that will disturb, others that will help, but the key is also less food, better meditation. Because food makes you sleep, makes you heavy, makes you dull, eats your energy. You're sitting in meditation, you're concentrating your energy, increasing it, then you'll waste it with food. So one aspect. I don't have a script. Probably I will leave things that are important behind, but if you want, then you can ask and I will complement. Another which is important also through here, so food and silence. Silence is gold for meditation. There is something that you need to understand. The best periods of meditation is 2 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the morning. This is best. So if it is all day, better yet. But all day has to include this period because this is the best one. And silence around, it is very important. Sometimes not possible, so use what you have. But this silence, it's much more important. One of the mechanisms that everyone has to waste its own energy. And why waste its own energy? Because the life that you are living can only be lived at that level of understanding, of that vibration, on that level of illusion. And for that level has a certain type of vibration, everything is same. And if you don't waste your energy, it starts concentrating and threatening what is established. See? So silence plays a very big role, very big role. When people start making silence, their first experience is anguish coming and this need to go because it is these mechanisms of self-protection. So silence plays an enormous part. If you're silent, you won't engage in conversations. This way, other outside impressions, they will not come into your mind, then less disturbance to work on during meditation. So everything is best, gives you a distance towards the world. So a few lessons from meditation. Everybody has seen someone meditating, the image of a person meditating, and it is sitting quiet, silence, eyes closed, and abstracting from the world. So this is the first big lesson that meditation has. Because if you're practicing meditation, abstracting from the world, so that you can go back to the world in a better way, this is wasting your time. So the first lesson that the meditation posture gives is sit quiet, silence, forget about the world. So this attitude has to be there. Okay, food, silence, time. I already spoken, 2 to 6 in the morning, but then there are other periods, not as good, but whenever it's possible, it is good. So sunrise, sunset, noon, these are times where the energy gets more still a little bit. Then it becomes easier to meditate. But this period, 2 to 6, this is sacred period. It is the best one for meditators. Daily activities. Daily activities should be done in a way that they don't disturb the continuance of the practice. I will go to this later, but no agitation, nothing that resembles this posture in daily life, in daily situations. Nothing of this. Keep everything as calm as possible. Don't engage too much in these things. See, make your day slower. Mm? Everything has to be slower. As things are slower, as your food is more sattvic, more light, less spiced, your own metabolics will, how do you say this, will decrease. Bear with me, this is not my primary language, but try to understand. All your hormonal system will decrease, everything will decrease, and then it becomes more easy to deepen. Because normal activities, worldly activities, someone which is in a worldly environment, their mind, it's like they're in constant shock. Like, so it cannot go deep, and it is too gross. The mind is too gross. So these things are important, or else you will not go, your meditation will not grow. It will die eventually. It will not go further. So for meditation, for the technique I'm going to teach, it is with a mantra. We will talk about the Om mantra. Everybody knows this, and not everybody, but most of you know this mantra. So I'm going to teach a meditation technique with the Om mantra. So this mantra, this is the divine sound, the divine music. So for seekers of truth, this is direct communion with God. So first you chant, then you listen, because this vibration is constant. You can hear it when your mind becomes subtle enough, when your heart becomes pure enough, not totally enough, then you can hear the sound. And this is what is called advanced meditation. We'll go there. So first we'll start with the posture. I've brought some schematics here for you to see. So you can sit in this posture. Is it clear there? Like this. Or in lotus posture, which is more complete. I think that is the name. But okay, you get the idea. Or you can sit like this in a chair. You see? For those who feel discomfort will be in both postures, but this first one, it is called the best one for several reasons, but is not possible for most. And that is not a problem, you see? No need. There's no point in fighting with your body and with your legs. Discomfort will be there, but especially in the West, people are not used to this. Their body doesn't respond well. And sometimes they lose a lot of time trying to bend the body, to prepare the body. You can do this with Hatha Yoga and all of this, but this is wasting time because sitting in a chair, you eventually get to the same discomforts that you would if you would sit well in the other posture, but you will not waste this time just fighting with the anatomy of your body. So dense energies, blockages, all of this will have to be worked out in any posture, but fighting with the anatomy of your body doesn't need. So this is the two sitting positions, again and again. So I have not shown any position lying down on the floor. If you want to sleep, lie down. If you want to meditate, sit straight. It's not supposed to be easy in that sense. It's supposed to work. So when you sit straight, those who are sensitive enough, they will see by sitting straight, energy starts moving in the spine, starts flowing. If you lie down, nothing. So this is very important. This sitting position, you may see in the picture that I've shown, but it's not very clear. I'll take it again. Yes, it's not really well exemplified. So I will try to show you here for you to understand. For putting the posture, you have to sit straight, and it is more or less a rigid posture. It is comfortable. It means you can sit for a long period, but it doesn't mean what the majority think it does. So make your sitting comfortable. So let's put 200 cushions and all of this to avoid discomfort. It's not about that. It's to sit in the correct posture. This is comfortable posture if it is correct, or else it will make your body deformed and bring other things that no need. So the posture, it is stomach in, chest out, out, arms stretched, fixing the posture. You see? Hands, Gyan Mudra. I will not go too much into this, but for you to understand, Gyan Mudra. It will help a lot. And the body stretch outwards. Let me get the... Arms stretching to make the posture firm, steady. And this, the posture of the chest, it's not like this, nor like this. Is it being seen there? Está a ser visto aí? Not like this, not like this, not a resting posture. It is, there's a rotation of the chest out like this. Instagram maybe not seeing too much. Well, okay, what to do? So the chest goes out like this. The spine doesn't stay like this, it straightens up. So this normal state, meditation state. Chin parallel to the ground and steady, stay. It is always the same posture. Meditation has to do with repetition, repetition, repetition. See? So the posture, as you put the posture, you will remain in it. First, there will be discomfort, a lot of discomfort, surely there will be, because you have deformed your body with an incorrect posture. Mm. Not just that, there will be a lot of discomfort, especially for those who have a normal life. You see, because food is not helping, so your body is full of toxins, it is weak, it is not suitable. The majority of seekers, especially from the West, their bodies are not suitable for meditation. Nothing that cannot be changed, that can't be changed with the right diet, and with the practices and going through discomforts, everything gets dissolved and purified. The body is a purifying machine. If you give it a chance, quickly it purifies, it cleans, it adapts itself to this new demand. See, not that difficult. If you don't no discomfort, if you don't do this and don't stop the thing, if you just persist and continue, very quick it will adapt to it. It will how do you say this, it will become ready for it. So posture, this is the correct posture. So stomach slightly in, chest out, this rotation. Arms straight, Gyan Mudra, either sitting on a chair or sitting on the ground. The spine has to be in the same position. Then the body is ready. So to start, find a place where you can sit quiet. The best is to have a room just for that, if it is possible. Make your arrangements in that room, make an altar in that room, make everything that reminds you of God, of the highest quest. Image of your guru, image of deities that please your heart, that fills your heart with devotion, put them there. And every day, the same times, and increasing time, we'll go to this later, practice in that place. You will concentrate these higher vibrations, and it will become easier and easier to deepen your practice of meditation. If you meditate here, then there, and this, you're just feeding this tendency of the mind of agitation, changing, movement, and all of this. And it has to be trained to be kept quiet, still. And everything counts. You'll be surprised then if you practice that. All those things that were like unimportant, they represent a big role in meditation. So the place, the orientation of the place, uh, east, or from where the sun rises, or north. This is the best direction that you should sit. It will also help. In the beginning, for the one who is trapped in so many things and has the desire for liberation, all these small things count. Don't go to this conversation. Oh, but that is too lower, and the highest. Nothing. This matters. Don't go to this. Go through the basics, and this will spare you a lot of time. So the technique I will teach, is for you to start, and you can increase it. So for this, for beginners, with this technique, at least 1 hour in a row, 1 hour, and it should increase to 1 hour and a half, then 2 hours and beyond. But at least 1 hour, at least 1 hour in in the morning during this period I said, and then in the evening also, the evening will prepare the other one. And remember, the day prepares the night prepares the day. The way you conduct your activities during the day, and if the practice continues during the day, because this technique is to practice sitting, and then you continue your practice moving on. Mantra doesn't depend on the posture, but other things do. So both has to be there. And if you practice during the day intensely, during the night it will be even by far better than the previous. And if the night is even better, the day will become better, and it continues like this. And better means things are dissolving. There is life in that meditation, there is intensity. Soon there will be fire, and thing is alive. So this is what better means. And in this process, there will be pain, discomfort in the body first, intense discomfort in the body, but that if you persist, it will go away quite soon. It will not seem soon, but it will be soon, because time has it is different when you're in pain. It seems takes a long time. But first you have to conquer stillness of the body. Then stillness of the mind, the emotions, all these things that are in the mind. Then it is other kind of stillness, but I will go there eventually. And as this is a mantra, let's not forget, every practice of the seeker of truth starts with a prayer to God, a prayer to Guru, a prayer to whatever pleases your heart, a heartfelt prayer. This is what brings life to the practice. So like I was saying, discomforts will be there, and the stillness have to be maintained. And if eventually you reach the point where you can't take it anymore, take a little bit more, just a little bit more. This will help you, even if it is to see that you can take more than what your mind is telling you. And if you have this attitude, you will see that your limits are far beyond what the mind is telling you. And the question is not for you to become a Superman, but to understand by practice at the deeper levels that whatever impressions the mind is giving you, it's not real. So try to go beyond that. And if you have to move, you will move slowly, not like slowly. You will stretch your legs slowly if you're sitting on the ground, and you will bring it back again. On the chair, just take it, because there's no way to run. But if you have to move, then come back again as quick as possible, but no jerky movements, nothing like this. You cannot allow this kind of vibration to be present in your world anymore. So if it is going okay, physical pain will be there, emotional noise, but emotional pains will be there. Don't give importance to any of this. There's nothing to understand, to relate to the past or to whatever, nothing. And if there's anything that needs to be understood, from where the pain is coming, the understanding will also come. You don't need to look for it with your mind. Your mind is to hold on to the technique, nothing else. Don't go behind its blabbering, because it will continue doing so. So there are a lot of ways of chanting a mantra, a lot of explanations about chanting mantras. I will speak about just one, which is the most practical, whatever that means. In this context, more practical, because the mantra is the heart claiming for God, for the highest, and this is a calling. It is a calling. So the repetition of the mantra, it is like calling the divine. So this attitude with love flowing, if it is there, it will be more intense. If it's not, no problem. You start the practice and you will see. Eventually, as purification happens, these things will start arising. So if it is difficult for you, don't worry, just practice. You see, practice brings everything which is missing and takes everything which is too much. Now for the technique. You will chant the mantra Om. In 1 hour period, you will chant it loudly for 20 minutes, if it is possible where you are. For 20 minutes, more or less. Don't look at the clock, no looking at clocks. You can put something to tell you that it is 1 hour has passed, not something else that will disturb during this 1 hour. So the mantra, you will chant it for 20 minutes loudly, then you will chant it for 20 minutes in a low tone of voice, then you will chant it mentally for the rest of the time. And with time and with practice, you will see that after you stop the chanting, there will be a vibration, a silence in the air. If you can stay in that silence for longer and longer, that will be very good, very good. But in the beginning, chanting is it's better because the mantra will come, it will start purifying your body and the emotions, the thoughts, everything. It's like it is very intense if practiced with seriousness, and it will prepare you. And that means a lot, is prepare you. So all this noise in the mind, they get all washed out, washed out, washed out. Okay? So sitting straight into the posture, you will chant Om, 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 20 minutes. Then you will continue. Om, 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 Om. Then mentally. And as you move through the chanting, you will see that your voice will change the tone, because as this is vibrating, all which is stuck in here will start getting released. And it uses this center also to release. So this modulates your voice. Don't worry about this. Sometimes you will chant it in a louder voice, sometimes in a lower, and it will change how do you say this in English? The tone. It will change the tone that you're speaking. For example, with the flu, your voice changes the tone, or less like my voice is now a little bit changed. So with mantra, it will change during the singing. And then if higher currents of devotion and of blessings are coming, then this will change also your voice, and tears will flow, and all of this beauty will be there. But just no matter what it is there, the most beautiful thing or the most horrible thing, just continue the chanting. Continue the chanting. at least for 1 hour, like this, but then increase it to 1.5 hours, and so on and so on. And as you end this mental chanting, there will be a growing silence, a silence with intensity, with a vibration. Remain in that as long as you can, as long as you can. Then, as you move out from the meditating posture, you continue the chant mentally. And sometimes, if your environment is allowing, you can chant in in a loud manner. But don't chant this near other people. No one needs to know that you're in spiritual practice. Keep it quiet, keep it to yourself. If you're in the room and you live with other people and you have your meditation place or meditation spot, this has to be respected. Ask it for it to respect. And then they have to know, because if you're chanting loudly, they will know. But if they respect, okay. But other times, chant mentally, nobody needs to know. The spiritual practice, it is sacred and it is secret. Secret becomes more alive, more intense that way. This mantra, I chose this mantra specifically. You see, if you go to someone who gives mantras and these things, this is not recommended for beginners because it creates dispassion for the world. So this is why I'm giving this mantra, because here I'm interested with those who are really towards transcendence. So this passion, it is a must, it is a help. For improvement of worldly life, it's no good because it will conflict too much. But for those who have this calling, for those this will be good. So this mantra will create this passion, but eventually, to increase the periods of meditation, your life will have to change, and you will have to increase your periods of meditation, you will have to decrease worldly environments, unless you are meditating to improve your worldly environment. But that is not what I'm talking about here, and good luck with that one. So eventually things will clash. And if you're starting meditation and you think that, oh, now that I'm meditating, I will be very calm, things around me will improve a lot, think again, because probably if you're serious, it will be the opposite experience. All these suppressed angers, hates, this will come up. So it is best for you not to mingle too much, to be quiet, so that also you don't say what you shouldn't say and create more confusion in the outer environment. That eventually will come back to you. And people around you, they will be disturbed by this vibration of meditation, because it will start menacing their attachments, their vision of reality. So this, oh, I'm in a relationship, we are going to grow together and all of this. But if there's one of you which is an ardent seeker, there will be no peace. It will be difficult. They have to be very mature, both, because if they are not moving at the same rate, the one who is slower will become a burden and try to pull the other backwards. It is nature, it is like this. So this will create a lot of things, a lot of situations that will make you choose. Sometimes knowingly, other times not knowing, but you are choosing. Your attachments, your worldly investments, all of these things, or your quest for truth, your practice, your spiritual practice. So it will be there, and the more you make the right choices, more your meditation will grow. Mm? So whatever is improving in that life, then you can have a glimpse on um, what are your choices. And when I speak about spiritual practice, improving, getting better, I'm not talking about less pain or less that. So for this quest, this uh, fragility has to be overcome, because it doesn't matter what it comes. It doesn't matter. This has to be, this is the stillness of the mind, the stillness of the emotions. It doesn't matter, good or bad, I remain. Like equanimous is a word that everybody enjoys. This is equanimous. Equanimity has nothing to do with holding a lot of things at the same time. So this chanting the mantra loudly and mentally, no, first loud, then in a, how do you say this, a low tone of voice, then mentally. And as the mind has different layers and sometimes has a back voice to its own voice, so as you chant, try to concentrate also the attention in listening to your own chanting. This will help a lot. Okay, so for this technique, I think it is covered. Let me see. So practice with diligence, persistence, and repetition every day, the same place. And the place. There's this romantic idea of meditating in in nature, contemplating beauty, and all of this. But this for serious meditation. This is for playground meditation. Hmm? And for those who enjoy these things, they have to move from this uh, clinching to these good sensations, good vibrations. So even this devotion and all of this, there is a tendency from certain seekers to hold on to this, like I said, I think yesterday. But there is an attempt to bring these good vibrations, good sensations to their own reality, to their own experience, and not moving to the highest, to the realm of these vibrations. And this is their point, their goal is for you to move towards them, not to bring them down to your reality like you bring a piece of cake or something else. So a place for meditation that you can that catches sunlight enters, that you can open the windows and give fresh air inside. um, or if you don't have a window, you have just a hut, okay, better yet. And every day the same period, same technique, and intensifying, increasing and increasing. It doesn't matter if you're feeling good or feeling bad, if you're in health or sick, just persist with the practice, because everything will come to stop the practice from the outer environment or from yourself. You will feel sometimes sick, you want to vomit, or I'm too weak. This is all these, as the yoga says, the tamasic energy. This is what comes out first. So dullness and everything. To prepare for your meditation, a cold shower is precious, very precious, for a lot of things, because it becomes part of the meditation. As you wake up, your energy is like bruh, like you wake up like heavy and dull and like this. And it takes more or less 45 to 50 minutes just to bring the energy, a line ready to move up. If you take this cold shower, your mind becomes like tuned, focused. So you use those 50 minutes to deepen the meditation and not just to wake up. And it has a lot of advantages also because by entering you're already training your mind to become still, everything to become still. You will react to it. From the stomach will come a lot of rejection and I don't want this. And you keep stillness and you will go in this, you will enter the water slowly and you will take your time as your body is insisting, do this, hurry up and get out from there. You will put this noise aside, you'll do it slowly and will come out slowly again. No jerky movements. This is a very big training and you will see with time for those who dare. And these guidelines that I'm giving, it's for both those who are in self-inquiry, they will go through these things also, but those who are ready for that, they already supposedly are not affected by a lot of these normal noises, attachments, and all of that. So for you, my friend, that already look at the world as you are looking towards a ghost, an uninteresting ghost, nothing there is touching you. It doesn't matter if it is good or bad. It is, you're not rejecting that also, not accepting anything, just as your heart is already filled with devotion, no need um, to touch in this devotion in any way, because it is there. It already keeps you in that higher vibration. So that is where you remain. So the posture, it is important for dissolution of these structures that bind you, that still bind you. If they don't, well, but for those who think they don't, but they do, a little test, it can be useful for you or not, because this is your interest. So all of these, all of this world is superimposed, and it starts in that what we can call this intimate space of perception, that which appears to be in that intimacy, words where your thoughts are appearing, where all of this is happening inside. The outer world for you already unimportant, supposedly. If it's still important, maybe there's some things to look better. But aside from it, for you that is ready for this, this sitting position, it will be very important, because the strings of it, as you get still dragged through things, is in this very intimate space of perception. Life is giving you this circumstances, these opportunities for you to let go of this very bad and of this very good and of this mild, both. But with meditation, this will increase 1,000-fold. So you don't have to wait too much time. You can move faster in this, because as you sit, everything starts exactly as it starts for everybody. Discomforts will be there, and then you can test, I'm not the body. So I'm not the body, I will not react to this. And if you're already at this level, you have that resting place, this I presence that you are resting. And I'm pointing, but It's not physical. It is in this higher vibration, this higher realm, and this is where you stay. So from the mind, that will be intense pushbacks, a lot of noise, and then not as much as for the beginners, but still there will be this deep noise, and you will see this inner nature, the manifestation of nature, trying to push you out from that resting place. So in the first, the mind holds on to the technique. So for self-inquiry, mind rests, the attention rests at the source. The source where you rest, that place from where when thoughts arise, your attention is moving from and away from in direction to the thoughts. So this is the place where you rest. And this is big silence, strong, vibrating silence. And this is where you rest and you remain, no matter what else is happening. So eventually, a lot of things come to pull you, thoughts coming, sensations, emotions, and you remain. You just remain at that resting place. And if there is difficulties to remain there, this is where the who am I comes into. Not as a mantra to repeat mentally, but for those who are at this level, they can see clearly when they ask the question, who am I? Or just by the repetition of I, the attention goes directly to that resting place. So this is the purpose of the question, is to take you back away from distraction and back to that resting place, the source of I. And as eyes get open and the posture is abandoned, so other things, whatever that means, and we cannot talk about this at this level, the attention remains at that place. It rests there, it continues there. And this looking at the world, it will become more, the world will become more and more a ghost, and you will become more and more a ghost to the world. So even in conversation, when you're having, when the conversation is happening, I don't like to use this language too much because of these, a lot of things around that fighter. But it is like this. So as a conversation appears to be happening, it will be only from the perspective of the other side. From your point of view, in your continuous resting there, you don't give the impression to the other that you're not engaging, but it will be apparent, so that the world doesn't come to you. You don't go to the world, it doesn't come to you, nothing gets touched, and dissolution continues and continues. Meditation is a quite extensive subject, so it will be impossible to cover all aspects. A lot has been left out for sure, but it will help if you have doubts. It doesn't matter how they, what kind of doubts. There is no ridiculous questions. There are questions that disturb your work, doesn't let them evolve, and these are questions to be put uh, an answer. So your So Instagram stopped here. I'll just reconnect it again. So the more you ask questions about this subject or other subjects, it doesn't matter, it's the same. It will be better to to speak a little bit more of the subject, to complement it. It will become easier for that. And it will enrich the subject. So meditation. But for now, for today, I think it is covered. So the difference, okay, one aspect, difference into this self-inquiry meditation, just sitting and abiding in that presence, at least for 2 hours, at least to begin with, 2 hours. If these 2 hours are not possible, well, yes, it's not a direct sign, but for sure, most of practitioners of Advaita, their bodies are not ready for this, not suitable for this, even for sitting in a chair. Too much junk food, overweight, and all these things, and this will be a problem. But this can be corrected also. But if you're at this level, it would also help. The more intense, the more, as it becomes more intense, the more you can really make this a reality to yourself. I'm not the body. I'm not the body. But diet helps, because this sitting still is very important, very important. For reasons that at this level of self-inquiry, there's no point talking about this, because it will be counter, it will be opposite. So at this level, supposedly all other things are in place and they are being left behind. Left behind. And the teachings are correct, but the use that you are giving to these Advaitic teachings and the level that most of you are, this is unsuitable. And with this practice, a lot of things become clear, because peace and this look of an enlightened one and like this is very easy to maintain when things are shanti. But when the winter comes, and the winter always comes, then you can see, only you can see, no one else can see. And this is nothing for the others, this is just for you. So if you have this call for awakening, so honesty will spare you a lot of time, a lot of time. Okay. Let's see. Oh. Okay, so you asked a question here about this part. Do I start from the beginning with the technique? What does this mean from the beginning? Well, if you can make from the beginning, from the first technique, is this what you're implying with your question? Okay, your answer. Okay, yes, you can start by the beginning. And surely then you can give a feedback. But surely there is space of this silence already there, and it will become more tangible, more visible, more presence. So you will do this for 1 hour. This is specific for you that are asking the question. For the others, it's like I said. So you will do this for 1 hour, then you will remain in that silence, in that stillness that it is there. Yes, don't fight with this legs crossed, because it will be more difficult. And especially uh, lifestyle and all these things that are not helping, this will be more difficult. So sit in the chair, spine straight, like I showed in the picture. Do this chanting for 1 hour. The next hour, remain there, staying and in the silence. If you're having difficulties with finding this silence, then continue the 2 hours just with the chanting. And then if you have any more questions about this, just ask, but do this in this manner. Okay. If anyone else has questions, you can send them later when you're seeing this video or something like this. And should I wake up at 2 o'clock? Of course. Are you too sleepy? No time to waste, my friend. If you can, if your body will allow you, try to do this in 2 hours and pushing more and more. If you cannot do this more and more, at least in this period from 2 to 6, do as much sittings as you can, but not with different times in sittings. If you're sitting for 1 hour, you cannot move beyond this. Do for 1 hour, then rest 30 minutes, then do 1 hour again. 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. But I'm telling you to do 2, but let's see how you handle this. So, and if you can, then you can rest for another hour and you can do again one more sitting. And if you're not being able to sit, or during the meditation, the period, you have to move, you remain. When you stop the chanting, you remain at that place despite the movement. Okay? Then if you have doubts concerning to this, then you bring it. Because all the doubts, the majority of the things that I'm talking about, they are not for the doubts of the quest for truth. It is the doubts of the beginning of the quest, you see? Because as it begins, then things change. Questions change completely. And this is not even guidance, because guidance is something else. It doesn't have to do anything with teachings, or very few with teachings, but okay. Okay. So we'll end for today. I'll be back in Thursday for satsang, same time, and then Saturday and Sunday. Okay? So whenever you're seeing this, you can send your questions and I will answer them as they come. Okay, so until Thursday, intensify your practice if you feel fit. If the call is there, answer it. And that is the best thing you can do, because it is a very beautiful story. Till next time. Sligai.